Hi friend, it's Amy with Renewing Stitches. It is time for another extra, Flosstube extra. If you're new, hi, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you for coming back and joining me on this flip through. This is a series that I do flipping through my vintage, if you want to call it that. It makes me makes me sad that my youth and young adulthood is vintage, but oh well. This is from the flip throughs of magazines from the 80s and 90s, and I just pick one kind of in the season, something that maybe just stands out, and we flip through it. So here is what we're going to flip through this time, springy. And this is March, April of 1986 of just cross stitch. There we go. In 1986, it doesn't say how much this. Oh, $3.75. There are pull-out charts. The bigger ones are in the middle, and that's about right for just cross stitch in the 80s. But you have pull-outs in the middle. One of the letters to the editor in this one said, if you could put it back on the page instead of a pull-out in the middle, that would be lovely. And I agree. It's harder to stitch from the ones in the middle because you have to pull them out first, and then where it crosses over pages, like here, there's not any. Oh, that one. Yeah, there's not any that cross behind the center, but it does make it hard to find for sure. Anyway, we're gonna do it anyway. There are some lovely charts in here. This first one is called Flowers, obviously. Flowers from the Danish Needlecraft Guild. And I did some rooting around. They do have an article in here about the Danish Needlecraft Guild. They're still around. I can link it below. It's under, so their name now is this name. Let me just go ahead and show you, because I'm not going to pronounce it right. That is the name. And then it's, if you Google Danish Handcraft Guild, it comes up with that. They still have designs. They sell kits. The photography is not the best, but their kits, I bet you they're lovely. I mean, look at that. This is not one of their kits available. But, as with everything, pictures really just don't do it justice. Even in a magazine, you really need to see it with your eyeballs to get the beauty of it. So, but we're going to stitch. Yes, this is on my list to stitch. Flowers. This chart is 175 high by 128 wide. And there are quite a few actually, designer highlights in this one, designer profiles. Very fun to read. When I was rereading this morning, it's really neat. Eleanor Bajohr, Bajohr, was the one that got the Just Cross Stitch people in touch with. I was just reading about that. Anyway, we'll go on. I'll go ahead. This is available on eBay, or I did not look on Etsy, but I have seen some on eBay, this particular issue. So they're out there, secondary markets. I wonder if Cobweb Corner has any. She carries some of the older magazines too. Anyway, so that's the first chart. Let's see here. There is a section where other stitchers ask about charts, and if they could ask for help for different charts, from dogs to one lady's looking for the Scandinavian 12-month pattern. A lady's looking for the Appalachian Trail Flowers book. I did not know they made one, and apparently it was out of print in '86. So that would be a find for sure. National High School Rodeo chart. Somebody's looking for that. A cross-stitch kit of lilacs, different sports, an armadillo, all the fun things. And then, oh, this is one of my favorite sections. Okay, crossing the country. In just cross-stitch, they used to have little articles about the needlework shops around. And so this one highlights Country Frame and Cross Stitch Shop in Butler, Pennsylvania. And then Kleiner's Dry Goods, Inc. in Lancaster, California. Mira's Needlework in Santa Maria, California. And the Stitchery Studio in Attleboro, Massachusetts. And Stitches and Straw in Vancouver, Washington. And these were all fun to read about. They talk about the classes that they give. One group gives a 5-minute crash course in cross-stitching, which, if for someone who's never picked up a needle to stitch anything, a crash course in 5 minutes is a feat. That would be fun. So fun. Let's see. Several sit-and stitches. The frame shop is really neat. There is let's see here. This I thought was a great idea. Stitches and Straw in Vancouver, Washington has a 10% club. And then for $3, an annual fee of $3 a year, you get 10% off of your purchases for the entire year. And then if you display your finishes at the shop, they'll give you an additional discount. I just think that's genius. A 10%er club. I'd pay a fee to get 10% off. Especially $3. That's pretty cool. All right. The next chart. Charles Craft. Look at this. They're talking about the fabric. They have tartan fabric. None of these charts are in this magazine, but look at the fabric that's available from Charles Craft. I have not seen that before. I don't know if it's even still around. Do you know? Okay, Hoffman. I'm going to try to keep the page turning away so you don't hear me flip over there. Okay. Next chart. It's the coffee break one. It's called Let's Be Friends, or I'm Glad We're Friends. It's 46 wide by 33 high. And this one is designed by Linda Jerry of the Scarlet Thread. Which is still around, right? Yes. Alrighty. Letters to the editor. I told you about one of that. No, I didn't. Okay, so that was in my previous try. So in the middle of, in my previous try of starting this video, I was talking about how in the middle, right here, in the middle of the magazine, they have pull-out charts of a lot of the pieces. And one of the letters to the editor kindly asked if they would put them back on the page instead of in the middle. So that was fun. Okay, what is next? Here's another advertisement. And all those bears, and our hearts back then, I remember all the hearts looked like this. They're wide on top and short. And I have several patterns that fit in those hearts. I think I have that pattern. Yeah, the home folks. Okay. All right. I'll move on to the things. Another advertisement, and I'll stop showing you after this, but look at all these samplers from A Needle's Praise, or The Needle's Praise, yes. And then these are from Words of Praise. All these, I want to find them. All right, where is the next one? What are we on? Yes, advertisements. Okay. Next chart is right here. This is from the Needle Crafter, and this is another article. So this is the article about the guild, and then below is one that goes into the next page about the Needle Crafter ink, and they give us this pattern right here and the instructions on how to finish it with the lace around it if you so desire. This is 80-ish. It didn't have it on the chart. I had to ish the measurements. It's 80-ish wide by 50-ish tall, and only a handful of colors. Okay. And then we have Needle Made Designs, an article about Needle Made. This is different from today's Needle Made that is spelled M-A-D-E. This one is Needle Made, M-A-I-D. And it talks about how they got together and started designing. And then we get this chart in the magazine. It's called the Little Flower Sampler. It's 180 stitches high. 130 stitches wide by 160 high. So 130 wide by 160 high. And it says, would that the little flowers were born to live, conscious of half the pleasure which they give. And that's a quote from William Wordsworth. And it has all the different little flowers there. Also, on the next page is an article about KD Artistry. And they are the ones that did the Charlie Harper stitching things, charting. So in this book also is this Charlie Harper design. Charlie Harper is famous for that and these kinds of designs. They have a pattern underneath. I don't know if they have others. Oh yes, here we go. Here's some black and whites of some of the other designs they have available. But in this one, we get the Space for All Species. It's 124 high by 100 wide. Here it is. So it's 124 high by 100 wide. That's it. Lots of Charlie Harper things out there. I love his art. Love it. All right. The next one is kind of hidden by the article. So the article is on Kosher Kids and Baby Hugs. It's a cross-stitch company, and they, here's the name right here. And this is the one, let's see here. This is the one that they designed and had in here. It's called Journey. And I don't know if you can see. There we go. If you can see, it's a shepherd and a bunch of little people and waves. So this is their representation of Moses and the Red Sea. So Moses is here in the front and all the people are behind him and he's crossing the Red Sea. And I wonder if that's Charles Craft fabric. But that's what it's called, Journey. Let's see. Can you see it there? Kinda. Moses has the staff. It's 123 high by 91 wide. Backwards. 123 wide by 90 high. I'll get it right. But the bigger picture is, I want to show you the chart from there. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. There you go. So that's it. I like that one. The Red Sea, so you have red waves, but I would do blue waves. It's really neat. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. now we have, oh yes, the little kids. Okay. They're adorable. And their little jumpers have stitching on them. So I'm going to try to show you. Let's see here. Without, can I do this here? The flowers, they're all about 65 high and 70 wide. You have the elephant and the palm tree and the flowers. And then the basket right here. And then the arc, which is kind of in the crease, but I'll try to show you anyway. There you go. So those are all, well, they're smalls, but if you stitch them on a 14 or a 10 count, they'll go good on a jumper. Okay, another article. This is about 3 Danish threads are Danish. These threads are Danish. And this is what they do. Right here. So you're essentially stitching on doily type things. I think that's the sweet pea one. Okay, so there was a chart here I couldn't find. I'm like, well, where is it? They give us this chart right here. The shy violets. Right there. They give us that chart. It's 55 high by 40 wide. From These Threads Are Danish. Okay, next is the Friendship stitch. This is from This is from Pat Phillips. Okay, the next one's Barbara. This is from Pat Phillips. And it's 115 inches high and wide. Friendships keep hearts in touch. Friendships keep hearts in touch. I'm having trouble with words today. The next one is Welcome. It's from Barbara Popkins Design. That's Barbara. It's 100 wide by 55 high. And a little bit about Barbara. Here's Barbara. Okay. Then we have Pansies from Sarah Murray Designs. Another pansy. There was a flip through that I did a few weeks back that had pansies on the front. These are cute too. These are 47 stitches wide by 62 stitches high. And then the last one is tiny. I wish we could see it. It's the same. It's on this pillow. The same right here. It's called Gazebo Girl. There we go. Right there. This is by Jean Jagodinsky, I believe. And it's got a picture of, it's got a article about her from Hey Big Designs. It's 84 stitches high and wide. Yep. See, the picture is really cute. This is Sarah Murray. I didn't show you a picture of Sarah Murray. This is Sarah Murray. And some of her other designs. That is it. The rest is advertisements. Marilee Beams has an advertisement, some samplers in there. Yeah, it's a lovely book. Here's the back page where you can see some of the designs. that is all for just cross stitch, March and April of 1986. I have been asked to do a top-down view of magazines as I flip through, and I would love to do that. I just don't want to show any of the patterns that are there. I'd have to cover up quite a bit as I flip. So to me, it's better to kind of do it here. I want to keep I want to respect the copyright of the people who have designed these things. So I'll continue to show the flip throughs this way, if that's okay. It'll have to be if you'd like to see it up close and personal. They're pretty inexpensive on the secondary market, so it would be lovely to stitch any of these with you if you are so inclined to grab one and stitch with me, or if you currently have one and are flipping through with me. I would love to stitch the cover as well as the Charlie Harper and the Little Flower sampler. I'm interested in the Journey one. I would stitch that one if anybody wants to stitch that one. So let me know. Tell me hi in the comments. I will close this out now and get it posted, and I'll see you soon. Bye, friends.